Hey everybody, Brian Von VA here. I hope everyone's doing alright and that your holiday season is going spankin'. That being said, what was the role/situation that sent everything downhill? Part 1. In our last campaign, I had notoriously bad luck with rolls. I've since gotten a new set of dice because of that. There were a few times that my character almost died. One specific instance stands out. We were kidnapped by drows and forced to fight in an arena. I, the high elf, was first. The fight went okay and we both lost our weapons, but were less than a foot apart. I said, fine, I'll kick him in the nuts. Nat 20 for kicking the drow in the balls. I won my first match, but then was offered double or nothing for my sword. Only connection she had to her family, as it was a family heirloom, and she never actually met her parents. Stupidly, I took the deal, and my sword was thrown into the arena right in the middle of two more competitors. I was told I could roll to try and get it. Nat 1. Both started kicking my ass. I was on the ground supine position, and the DM was trying to give me every chance to survive, but I kept rolling Nat 1s. One of the two was ready to kill me when the monk, I forget what the other was, turned to him to kill him. Only one of us could survive, obviously. The monk killed the other and, thank you DM, gave me a chance to regain some consciousness. He walked over to me and I, being a new player and never encountered a monk before, decided to try to kick the monk in the balls. No one decided to tell me that trying to kick a monk was a bad idea and they let me. Another player joked that I was gonna nat 20 again. I, once again new player didn't know not to jinx yourself like this, said, no, watch me nat 1. I rolled and guess what? Nat 1. The monk grabbed my foot and turned it 180 degrees. My foot was now facing my ass. Very close to death, I already rolled a few death saving throws, maybe one more turn before the monk just killed me. I looked at the DM and said, well, I got 2 feet, let's try the stomach this time. Managed to roll higher and successfully kicked him in the stomach, knocked him down, reached over, barely got my sword, and managed to kill him. Then I passed out and missed everything for the next couple hours, in session, but was only an hour out of session. However, this did include a dwarf accidentally nat 20ing a charm on an orc. They fucked and are now married with children. That time, I rolled 12 nat 1s in a row as the DM, TLDR at the bottom. I can't wait to see how you did this. Before we get started, just want to point out that this was not physical dice. It would have been destroyed if it were. I'm sure it would have been, but in fact, digital dice on Roll20. Also, at the time, my group wanted all rolls to be open. Funnily enough, they had questioned if I was fudging dice in their favor a bit too much and wanted to feel the fear with every roll. And in their defense, they were kind of right, at least until this session. Once upon a time, a team of 4 dreamers set out on their fantastical journey to become real adventurers. The Brothers 4, Cleric, Paladin, Fighter, and Rogue, in order from oldest to youngest. Names are hard, so we'll just call them C, P, F, and R. Growing up on a middling harbor town with a prominent church of Orifar, C spent his youth learning from the church to stay his fear of death. P as well, but for more honorable reasons. F and R, the twins, were more of the disobedient pair, crafting their skills through the years, some through prayer and others through the shady folk who would make roost at the docks. The 4 brothers all shared a very common goal: getting out of this dead-end town. Albeit the harbor town of Griffsilver was somewhat tame in spite of the occasional excitement, usually started by F or R, it wasn't without its secrets. Cue random MacGuffin within the church getting subtly hinted at by the priest who wished them luck on their journey. Now, scheduled with the day of the Brothers 4 departure, was also the arrival of Major Archbishop Ruthbert. It was at this point I rolled the first D100. The way I run in terms of luck, a D100 means the lower number, the worse the luck for the players, and vice versa. Even if I'm rolling for luck with an NPC, it stays the same. Open roll, the dice falls, voices halt. Looking at the results and the players go ecstatic. It's been a while since that happened. One of the party members explained, a natural one. The first of many. The plan was to have some evil monsters come in and attack the place for the MacGuffin, kill basically everyone in the village, and have the major Archbishop Ruthbert blame the brothers for. He was evil too. But a nat 1 meant that the big bad evil guy will handle this himself. This is when I should have ended the session. The fiendish devil broke open the sky with its wings and flew down upon the town with hell's fire and sorrow as its engine. Viewers knew what was to come next, and death was its name. A pit fiend. The pit fiend. Or so it was meant to be. The brothers at some point were trying to borrow a ship under the advisement of R, who ensured them that it was A-OK. As this beast comes swooping down for the third or so time, bombing the town with a fireball, each and every one of them managed to work together with some sailors to pull the sails up and release them just at the right moment. Players' dice seemed to be working just fine. Capturing the pit fiend. Big bad evil guy attempts to rip it open, nat 1. They attack it as it lands on the deck of the ship, nearly splitting it in two. Take fall damage, big bad evil guy. But aha! Aura of fear will. Oh, they passed the DC 21 check and are immune for the next 24 hours. That's fine, I'll let them get a few shots in before I break out next turn. Nat 1 to break free again, and again, and again, and this went on for 5 or so rounds before I was like, you know what, let me just restart Roll20 and do some test rolls. That'll fix it, right? I mean, what are the odds that Nat 1, Nat 1? After the 8th nat 1, I was willing to just let them have it. Clearly gods want them to win. I finally rolled a 5. 5 plus 8 equals 13. Hemp rope, which is what the sails are comprised with, is a DC 17 to break. With a mighty chop, the paladin landed the final blow, killing the big bad evil guy. We counted the ones together and totaled 12 in a row. I gave them the full XP bonus. They went from level 3 to level 5. Now, I've been DMing for many years now, so my ability to keep a story going even after, well, the story is over, is sharp. At the end, the 4 brothers were known as the 4 Horsemen, and Ruthbert was able to take the MacGuffin away and spread rumors that the 4 brothers were part of a crazy prophecy that would bring about the end of life itself. The main characters now become the world's new main villains. I now no longer get questioned if I fudge a roll or not. TLDR, I rolled a 1 on a D100, summoned the big bad evil guy, then rolled a 1 on 11 D20s. The group killed the pit fiend at level 3, gaining 2 levels before even stepping out of their hometown and become the big bad evil guys. I was in a homebrew campaign. The group I was playing with was tasked with finding the hideout of a boss in a city. We've been looking for the hideout for ages, destroying multiple shops just to find clues. One of these shopkeepers was a tiefling who owned a library. His shop was destroyed when I, the rogue, opened a chest with a big old skull releasing a demon. We got off scot-free, and I just basically watched the shopkeeper 24/7 waiting on him to do something. Eventually, he walked away from his trashed shop and walked down the street. My party was notified, and we tracked him to a dead end where we heard a slam. Spent the next 10 minutes arguing about how to open the secret door. So our Warforged ended up knocking on the door. The man opened the slit and then got his face smashed in while the Warforged opened the door. We walk in, with me leading the way while the Warforged carry the body of the man. We walked down a set of stairs and got to a hallway with 2 guards. I had the Warforged throw a part of the body, I think the leg, in the hallway. The 2 guards approached the limb, and me and the Warforged proceed to get 2 natural 20s. I hit the guard right in the chest, pinning him against the door. The spear from the Warforged hit the second guy and proceeded to shish kebab rob the other guy. Though this was where everything went downhill though. The force from the Warforged spear ended up launching the two bodies out of the door. We did not know what was there, and we waited to hear if anything was out there. We then heard a woman scream and people running and shouting, "Get to the other exit!" We ended up breaking right into a black market, but we thought we were breaking into the hideout of the boss. We found the tiefling shopkeeper fleeing in the crowd, and I immediately chased after him. I ended up taking a fireball face on and almost dying from it. We won the fight in the end, but that shopkeeper escaped. The upside was we had a whole market to loot, while the downside was we did end up fighting a pissed boss when we were already almost dead. TLDR, 2 nat 20s caused us to create panic in a black market which we thought was a enemy hideout, where we almost got a TPK and a lot of free loot and an angry boss. Okay, so my party and I enter a dungeon, and we stumble upon a room that has weapons appear whenever you take a step in it. He made us choose evens or odds instead of a dex save, so it's easy for us newbies. My turn is up, and since I'm a barbarian I stupidly forgot to rage, I decided to run across the room to the other side, and whenever I chose evens or odds, I roll a d4 because, why not? And out of the 8 rolls I got 2 correct, and because of that, I make it to the other side. However, I was unconscious, but I still made it nonetheless. This happened last night, actually. We've been playing a Final Fantasy-based campaign based mostly on Final Fantasy X. We've been playing as the bad guys on the side of Garden/Shinra. Our last mission was to go to this big city and assassinate the Oracle, who also happened to be the Queen of Eos. However, over the last few sessions of this campaign, we figure we've greatly underestimated the difficulty of this mission. Most of the party decided to abort mission. My BC, a big burly Albed named Angus, think Borderlands Mr. Torg as an Albed, monster breeder background. Makes the bad decision of going back with Gimdel, another player PC who's known for mischief and bad decisions. He tried to convince Angus of a shortcut back to our helicopter. I rolled a d8 and had him pick a number. He picked 6. I rolled and it landed on 6. So Angus believed him. We ended up sneaking through the sewers, encountering slimes, then climbing rooftops. Once above ground, I figured out we were actually going deeper on the heart of the city. Once we get there, he tells him we're gonna complete the mission. Us two trying to assassinate the Oracle Queen, who is surrounded by 70 elite guards, including Snow, and the guy with the machine gun hand. Don't remember his name. It's actually Barrett. We formulate a plan. Go through with him causing a distraction while I attempt to take her out. Afterward, we escape separately. He had teleportation while my escape was more like Rambo, running back through the sewers, alleys, and into the river. It was insane. We probably wouldn't have made it if the rest of the party and the other chapter hadn't flown back over the city and launched volleys of rockets and missiles, causing even more mayhem. Brian Von VA here. Here's hoping you liked the video and that the end of the year is actually something magical for you. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, ring that bell, and to follow MrRipper on Twitch and Twitter, and join our subreddit r/MrRipper if you'd like to submit any stories for us to read in a video or live on stream. Clicking my frozen looking mug will net you 10 cool points, while taking you on a journey over to my channel, Brian Von VA, your favorite voice actor in Ohio, where I make voice acting videos and stream games too. I truly hope that the end of 2020 brings comfort to each and every one of you, and that love comes your way as well. While 2020 has kind of been a crap year for most of us, myself included, I wish all of you the best of luck in 2021 and all of the love too, for it is, in my opinion, the year of healing next year. While 2020 has kind of been the year of endurance and appreciating what you've got. I've lost a cousin, and I've also lost my sweet dear little Cuddles, who's been my cat and companion since I was 24, and trust me, since that, I've been feeling the pain as much as anybody. So when I say this, I mean it. We're all in it together, and it's going to get better. So we just need to hang in there a little while longer, as 2021 is going to be great. Much better than what we got this year. So all the love, everyone. Be safe, be happy, and keep on keeping on. All the love, everybody. Bye for now.